Hi guys. Hope you've had a good day. If not, we're gonna chill out now. So, as per usual, I have water with me. Make sure you hydrate. Hydrate or dihydrate, my friends. Today, we're going to be checking out some of the crystals that I own and some rocks as well. Because you can't just get me of all people, someone who loves geology. You can't just get me to, not talk about rocks when we're talking about minerals and other things. So, I've got all of my stuff here. We're going to go through it one by one. We're going to talk about it. Okie doke. It's a very windy day, so you can probably hear the windows creaking around me. I'm in the kitchen again, so you can probably hear like the fridge running, and there's a humidifier running. That was an ice maker. Maybe you can hear it, maybe you can't. I don't know. But let's get into things. And here's the nails. They're almond shape with some stickers. Nice burgundy color. So yeah, something different. Kind of witchy, kind of whatever. So this will be soft spoken, so I do hope you all can hear me. I might move my mic a little bit closer to my face, just in case. See if that's a little better. Alright, so over here off camera, I've got this behemoth and other loose items. So we're just gonna work from the top down. So there's all kinds of miscellaneous things in here too. Let me start with this, I guess. This is one of the first things I remember ever getting. So this is, you can probably see in the sunlight there, this is amethyst. So amethyst is just a purple quartz. This is a cluster. You can see the limestone and some dirt on the bottom. This is one of the first things I do remember like purchasing years ago, and I got this at I think it was at the visitor center in Mark Twain's hometown, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a very pretty piece. Might be able to bring you guys down a little too, zoom you in. There, that's nice, that's better. So yeah, very pretty. One of my favorites, an oldie but a goodie. Has some imperfections in it. Don't know if you can see that. Some imperfections, but I still love it. One of the first ever crystals I ever bought. And these are, crystals. That's a mineral. Amethyst is purple quartz. Quartz is a mineral. It's the most abundant mineral on the planet Earth. Very important for making phone, making glass, making electronics of all kinds. I mean, if it has a motherboard, it has quartz on it. So, speaking of quartz, here's some more. This is regular clear quartz. That's what a lot of people call it, clear quartz. I'm not entirely sure where I got these points from. I don't remember if I found them, bought them. Most likely bought them because this one's just too perfect. This one's not. This one's very rough. You can see it get cloudier towards the bottom where it was on a base of rocks. But yeah. So here's those two. That one's very clear, so that makes me think it might have been lab created, possibly. But really pretty. That's quartz. I guess I'll bring the amethyst back for you all to see. There we go, amethyst for you guys. I think I might have some other quartz rolling around my box. I don't know. Alright, here's the one. Here is smoky quartz. So, still in the quartz family. This is smoky quartz. As you can see, it's kind of a brown, grayish color. Trying to get the light to hit it just right for you all. Looks very neat to me. Hopefully you all can see. There's a bunch of little imperfections in it. But it's just a gray-brown quartz. This one's been tumbled. The fractures in it are really pretty. I don't know how well you can make them out, but really pretty piece. I don't know where I got that one either. I'm not gonna lie. Some of these I have no idea where I got them from. I've just had them. Here's another good point of quartz. It's regular clear quartz. There we go. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a goodie. I actually think this is a little plastic container of little tumbled quartz pieces, clear quartz. I actually have a couple of these, and that is because there is a crystal seller who comes to a local craft fair, a huge local craft fair every year. And this crystal seller, and they go to other craft fairs too, I've seen them everywhere, and they have a little gumball machine, and they fill these little plastic, I think gumball sized balls with tumbled crystals. So you put in a quarter and you can get tumbles, little crystal confetti. So it's really neat. I also have it in amethyst as well, and I just keep them in there just because it keeps them together. So then there's amethyst as well, in little tumbles. Some darker, some lighter, because the color varies. But yeah, it's a neat little thing that they do. So every year I get one or two. Oh, hopefully that wasn't too loud for you all. I think these two would also be quartz. I think, so this one I think is just a tumbled quartz. Just very well tumbled, if I'm not mistaken. It's covered in dust, sorry. I think very well tumbled, so it's very smooth, very flat, and then rounded. I think that's quartz, and then this one kind of has a pink hue. You really have to look for it. Like, compared to this one, they're very similar, but you can see this one's just a little different colored. I think this is rose quartz. Very tumbled though, and probably from a pretty rough bunch. Not clear like this one or anything. When it was tumbled, it was probably more like even worse than this one when it was tumbled, and that's why it's solid white. Same thing with the clear rose quartz. I do have more rose quartz pieces. I don't have any raw rose quartz, but I've got these tumbled pieces. So this big old one here and a little piece. I'm not gonna get that, but that did fall about 5 feet away from me. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. I'll just get that later. Alright. So what else do I have? Oh, here's a good one. Here's a really neat one. So this is rose quartz, but it's very clear. Like you can see that pretty well. Like you can see my fingernail through it. It's really neat. Very well tumbled. Very well taken care of. Nice little cracks in it to kind of bring out some more color. Very interesting piece. I don't know where I got those. But very light as well. Very light. So keeping with the quartz family, we have some very interesting ones. Have you ever seen these before? If you're a crystal collector, you probably have. And if you're just the average Joe or you're only kind of into it, you might have not seen these before. This is called Desert Rose Quartz. So it's very neat. It's almost like a tumbleweed kind of texture and feel. It's very rough. You can't tumble these, that defeats the purpose. I mean, you can kind of tumble them, but you can't, like, that's how you get them like this, kind of. But like, they're very fragile. But these guys leave like a little bit of like residue on the hands. You can see it, probably, yeah. So I probably shouldn't do that to them, sorry guys. But they're really neat. So Desert Rose Quartz, kind of like a tumbleweed. That's how I remember it. Trying to get through the basic stuff so I can show you the really cool stuff later. Towards the end. Okay, let's do this. So this is adventurine. I think it's adventurine, but I don't know. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but just a green one in like crystal, like philosophy or healing or crystal magic. I don't know what you'd call it. Adventurine is like money and luck, prosperity, and adventure. So I do love me some adventurine. And that was actually going to be my original channel name, but I could not figure out the true pronunciation and spelling of it because I thought it was one way and it turns out I think it's not adventurine, I think it's aventurine, but I thought it was adventurine. So I don't know. This is a pretty smooth tumble. I think I got this from a store, like an Earthbound or something like that, if you know what an Earthbound trading company is. I don't know. I think so though, but it's just a kind of a rectangular shape, smaller on this side, wider on this side. Nice little line running through it. But yeah. So getting out of the quartz family. Quartz comes in all kinds of colors. Let's move on to some fluorite, shall we? So fluorite's interesting. So this is one of the first fluorite pieces I've ever obtained. This one's really neat. It has all the different colors in it. Got green, purple, got some clear. Some really pretty texture on this side. The really jagged line. It's really neat. Really dark purple in here and coming to a lighter purple. Really just all around amazing piece. I really like it. I'm simple. I'm so simple. That's what I think an amazing piece is. And so many of you are probably like, oh my gosh, that piece is awful. I like it. I do have some tumbles of fluorite here. It's pretty common. Not super, hard to get a hold of or anything. Pretty common. So here's some tumbles. I don't know if y'all can hear any of these noises I'm making. One of these days I'll learn to put my headphones in or something so I can listen along. But today's not that day, it would seem. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah. But fluorite comes in different colors too. This next piece, and I have another, I misspoke, I have another small one. I think that's fluorite. I don't think that's amethyst, but it might be, actually it might be amethyst. I might be wrong. I thought it was fluorite, but I don't think it's ambiguous. Oh my goodness, there's pieces of rock on the table. Sand, love that. This is a ball of green aventurine. Green fluorite, so sorry. This is a ball of green fluorite, perfectly tumbled to be a sphere. This one's nice. It's got some interesting coloration to it. Some, you know, cracks in it. You can kind of see the light shine through it. Really neat. I don't remember why I got it or where I got it, but I did get it. Yeah, that's a neat one. Keep that from rolling off the table by pinning it in with the smaller ones. I don't think you all can see that mess going on over there in the corner. Oh, maybe you can. So let's move on. There's some more adventuring tumbles in here, like tiny pieces, a bunch of rose quartz. I think I'll just not show you all those. So here, some interesting pieces. This is carnelian. Carnelian is this kind of reddish, orangish kind of crystal. I can't remember what it actually is. Has to do with like bravery and being bold and things like that in the metaphysical side of crystals. I just think they're really neat. This one has some dark spots on it, as does this one. This one's really neat. The little like speckles that it has. Is it focusing? I hope it's focusing. But yeah. So there's some carnelian, which I don't have a ton of. I just have those tiny pieces. So this is where things get funny. Some of these I don't know. I'm pretty sure these are citrine. I'm pretty sure they're citrine. I think this one especially is citrine. Because it's very light. It's almost an amber color. So that is where my channel name comes from, is citrine. This is a very pretty piece with the dark stripes cutting through it and the cracks that cut through it on this side. Very solid base color, but very clear on the top. I think citrine is just an orange quartz, if I'm not mistaken. But you can see some like rainbow coloration in there. Oh yes, you're picking it up very good, I think, on the camera. Perfect. Perfect. So I do believe that's citrine, and this should also be citrine, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's just orange quartz. It might be orange fluorite. I might be wrong. I have to double check. I'm more industrial crystals and minerals and rocks is my knowledge, but my magpie brain likes shiny things, so shiny things. See this, I'm not sure what this is. I think it might be olivine. I think that's how you pronounce it. Olivine or something like that. It's like a green, I think this might be a green quartz. It might be a whole other mineral though. I'll have to Google that. I don't remember where I got this. I think I was given this, but it's just a really neat piece. It's smooth, but it's jagged. I think it might be olivine. I think that's a mineral. Should be. I don't know. Well, that one's neat. My favorite color is green, despite my channel name. My favorite color is green. Next up, I got this little guy. So I usually don't go for crystal carvings, but I am pagan and celebrate the Sabbats. So this guy will be on my altar next, coming up here. This is a little rabbit. Little rabbit. I'm pretty sure it's made of fluorite. But that's really solid, so I don't know. But he's a little bonus guy. I don't usually get carvings. I don't like carvings. I really don't even like tumbles, to be entirely honest. They're just the cheapest thing to get a hold of, surprisingly, instead of raw ones. Raw crystals. I'm trying to readjust my foot here as my foot falls asleep in this chair with you all. Alright, here's a oldie but a goodie. It's a classic. This is... Wow, just forgot the name of it. Hang on, it'll come to me. tourmaline, black tourmaline. There it is. There's the name. Black tourmaline. In the metaphysical properties, it gets rid of like bad vibes, things like that. It flakes off very easily. Like there's already some on my hands. So it's a very weak mineral, but it's very neat that those line structures running through it. A little bit of shine, but not a whole ton. So you really can't tumble it. The side's really smooth. So you really can't tumble it because it's very weak. Really brittle. There's black all over the table. There's so much going on this table. I guess I should have put something down. I didn't think about it. Here's a neat one. This. I also just forgot the name of. The only thing that comes to mind is the word saltine, but that is not saltine. This is. Oh my goodness. What are you? I know what you are. And this is also another fragile one. This is another one that you cannot put in the water. I think, so I had this sitting on a wooden thing for so long, and I swear the like stain from the wood got into this. Which is kind of unfortunate. Oh my gosh. What are you called? I cannot remember. This is like one of the most common ones. I will think of it. And if I don't think of it, feel free to yell at me in the comments because everyone knows what this is. So at the 21-minute mark, 21.5 minutes, yell at me if I don't remind you what this is. Remind myself of what the name of this is. Oh my goodness, that's gonna drive me mad. Because that's a very common crystal. Okay, well, moving on. Let's do these. So these are sodalite. Big sodalite tumble, and then a sphere. And I bought the sphere so that I could roll it around in my hands. Sodalite in its metaphysical properties like focus and like academic, like integrity, not integrity, like academic success, things like that. So it's a good like study crystal, but you know, I just like it because it's blue. But I was able to, I wanted to purchase it so I could do that because it feels really good on the hands. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to get something like this and do that. Get a marble or something and just put some pressure into your palms. So I've got that round one, and then I've got this flat tumble. So the round one I definitely bought, I think from Etsy. I don't know where this one came from though, because it was a bonus or something maybe. I'm not sure. But sodalite's really neat because it's really bright. Here is this, kind of stereotypical, I know, but I liked how shiny it was. Magpie brain couldn't not have it. This is artificial opalite. So that is neat. It's pretty. Lots of different colors in it, and it's of course carved into the shape of an arrowhead. I think I got this at Cumberland Falls in southeastern Kentucky. So if you haven't been to Cumberland Falls, highly recommend it. I think they carry a lot of stuff like this, like rainbow stuff, because Cumberland Falls is known for the moon bow, because it's a very wide waterfall and very open. Like it's very, like there's not like trees and stuff around, like there are trees, but it's not like blocking it or anything. It's not like tight. And it's kind of a short waterfall too. So the mist and things that come back up on full moon nights create a moonbow, so a rainbow in the mist. So their gift shop is full of all kinds of like rainbow colored things, and of course some opalite, which is known for being rainbow colored, was there. Of course, like I said, this is most likely artificial opalite, but you know, I wouldn't know until I tested it in a lab. I just thought it was pretty. Magpie Brain said had to have that. Here is some, I do believe, I can't remember what this is. It's not tiger's eye, I think. Oh, it might actually, it might be. I think it might be tiger's eye. Maybe. I don't even know where I obtained this from, but I've had this a long time too. I don't know. Was it tiger's eye or was it something else? Once again, feel free to yell at me in the comments. Sorry, it feels like I'm blowing through this, but I just I don't have a ton to say about it, and I have a lot to get to. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, moss agate. Moss agate is another one like connected to nature and like being calm and things like that. So I just got a tumble. It's pretty natural shaped, but it's just tumbled so it's smoother and of course coated to be smooth. This one's neat. Very interesting patterns. You know, several different planes there. So really neat. Looks like moss. So I'm pretty sure it's moss agate. I might be wrong though. Yeah, really neat. Really neat one. Big fan of that one. This one is Labradorite. This is a star. I got this at a local shop. Unfortunately, the sticker, the price tag sticker on the back has left like sticker residue on it, and I don't want to like put like Goo Gone or something on it because I don't want to ruin the crystal. Rock, really. This is Labradorite. Labradorite is unique because it typically has this like opalescence to it. I almost want to see if it... So I have a black light here. It doesn't look like it. Man, you can see all the dust and things on my fingers. Let's not look at that. See, you can see that sticker residue. Ugh. But yeah. But it's usually, this is a, it's not a conglomerate. I can't think of the name for that type of rock, but it's a rock that's filled with other pieces of things. Like there's quartz and things in here. Labradorite is named for the Labrador province in Canada, or Labrador Island. One of the two. One of the two. Province, island, I can't remember. But yeah, this one's in the star. I just thought it was neat, and I was being nice because I walked into the store and I didn't want to leave without something. Because I'm awkward. I also have some Labradorite tumbles in one of those little gumball ones. These are very interesting because in the sunshine, like they're so thin, like they just look like smoky quartz, but in the sunshine they have that like opalescence to them. So you can tell that way it's Labradorite, so it's very neat. I will Google that. I will figure out the name of that. If I can't figure it out by the end, I will Google the name of that, and I'll put it in the caption. That's what it'll be. Put that in the caption. What is your name? There's always one I don't remember the name of. I also have a bowl, which is full of dust. Sorry. I also have this bowl. It's made of the same thing as that. Selenite. It's selenite. There it is. That's the name. So these are selenite. Very fragile. This one is coated, so it's not as bad along the sides. Whereas this could like flake off. There's already some pieces like down here from the flake off. But this one does not. It's been rounded out, it's been smoothed out, and it has been coated with like a glossy coat. But this one's neat because selenite is like a natural like cleanser in the metaphysical properties. It like cleanses things, so you can like put crystals and other crystals in here to like get the bad energy off of them and like cleanse them and things like that. So like after I buy them, I usually put them in here. I think for the longest time I've had that Labradorite star in there. Probably time I put something else in there. The bad juju's probably gone. Let's move on to, so here's some interesting pieces. So this is obsidian. I cannot tell you how I obtained this obsidian. or where. So I'll just keep you guessing. But obsidian is volcanic glass, if you don't know. So yes, this is actually glass, technically. And obsidian can be very sharp. It might be hard to see, but this has a very, it's not a sharp edge, but it is quite aggressive. It slopes down like that. So obsidian made for the perfect arrowheads and like weapon tips for early settlers in the Americas, or honestly any country that had an active volcano that could give them some obsidian glass. You can see kind of like in the smoothness of these and the kind of rounded planes to it, that the way it breaks off is in these really thin, like round but jagged plates. So early humans and indigenous people for centuries have been able to chip away at this using things like other rocks and antlers and things like that and bone in order to sharpen these to a razor sharp point, even sharper than a razor. It's really awesome. And just because that's not cool enough, apparently, we also have, sorry for that loud noise, snowflake obsidian. This is a tumble of snowflake obsidian. It just has some kind of almost impurities in it, and I can't remember what the speckles are made of, but it kind of like the way they bloom kind of gives it that snowflake appearance. So sorry for that interruption. We're back. So yeah, that's snowflake obsidian. Neat little guy. Hang on, I wonder. Oh, now that's interesting. So like the center of some of these has a little bit of UV reaction. See the centers on those? Oh, interesting. So UV light is very interesting because it can highlight different things within a crystal or rock or mineral. This one's neat. This one is called, oh gosh, was it Gaia stone? I think it was Gaia stone. Gaia as in like the planet Earth. This is completely see-through round orb. So this is neat because this, and I did pay a good chunk of money for this one because I really wanted it. This was like a crystal that formed during the eruption of Mount St. Helens, I think. I'm pretty sure. So I think they call it Gaia stone because it was like Mount St. Helens. I'm pretty sure. It's really neat. I don't know if I'm being duped or not. I did not really do a ton of research. I just kind of latched onto the idea. This is one of my favorites. Very special. Might be fake. Who knows? Guess we'll find out one day. This is pyrite. This is fool's gold. You might be able to see my face on that, so I'm going to keep my hand here. So this is fool's gold. You can see where it was attached to another chunk of fool's gold, possibly the rock. So this is actually how pyrite naturally forms. This is it. Perfect cubes or squares, rectangles, whatever you want to call it. Not really a cube, but it's a cubal formation in the cellular structure. So it does this. So it's not perfect. There's some chips. I got this at the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History. Pretty sure. Yeah, natural history. I was obsessed with the crystals and rocks and things like that section. So this is the good one. So I've had this for quite some time. I was a teenager. You can see my camera. My goodness, you can see my phone case. I was a teenager when I got this. I can't remember what year we went, But we did several of the museums, and I picked this out from the Museum of Natural History. Highly recommend if you've never been. And that's the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. Oh no, a piece of it just fell off. Oh, I keep kicking you, sorry. This one's neat. This is an artificial crystal, I'm pretty sure. This is, what they call it, like angel stone or something like that. So, you can kind of see me in it, sorry. But this one, it's kind of got that oil slick color to it. I think it's completely artificial. So not my favorite of the bunch, but that's okay. I think it's called angel stone or angel quartz or something like that. I think it's just artificial quartz. It's cool nonetheless. It's cool that we can do that with things, with crystals. We can take natural things and enhance them. I hope it's not getting too dark. We need to hurry up for many reasons. This was a freebie I got in an order of crystals. It's a little heart of malachite. Malachite is very expensive when it is not artificial, so this is possibly artificial. But I might be wrong, because it's such a little piece. I'll leave that there, a little heart. So this piece here is orange calcite, which is really neat. It's been etched into a sphere. It's not been tumbled. Well, it's kind of been tumbled, but calcite is normally a square. I keep knocking the camera around. I'm so sorry. I just can't get my legs comfortable. This is orange calcite. Very neat here. Reminded me of like a creamsicle or something like that, so I had to have it. Speaking of calcite, let's talk about calcite. Calcite is a mineral. It's actually quite abundant. I actually have here a whole jar of calcite pieces. You can see some of them have limestone attached to them still, and that is because limestone is made from calcite, and sometimes calcite crystals will form outside of limestone. These are all from my driveway. I have a rock driveway. It is made of limestone that is actually from the county I live in. It's from a quarry here. And we have so many chunks of calcite in our driveway. Calcite is neat. I find it fascinating because it's kind of like quartz, but not entirely. And it has, in crystals and in rocks, when we talk, or minerals and rocks, when we talk about them, we talk about lines of cleavage. I don't think everything has a line of cleavage, but calcite definitely does, and that is that very sharp plane there where like the rock, the mineral breaks off from other things. Line of cleavage is where it's most likely to break. And calcite is unique because it has kind of a hexagonal, like just slightly off-centered shape to it. Kind of a slightly off-centered rectangle. So yeah, that's my jar. When I walk the driveway or when I get out of my car, sometimes I just see them and I have to have them. This is some neat stuff. So this is Amazonite. I bought this somewhere. But this is really, I've never even taken it out of the bag, but this is really neat stuff. It's a bright, like teal blue mixed in with white. And this has some metaphysical properties here written on the paper. Amazonite, known as the gambler's stone, encourages good luck and fortune. Has a soothing effect on one's nervous system. Said to bestow truth, honor, and integrity to its wearer. Great healing power, especially with thyroid issues and alcoholism. Soothes anxiety and brings clarity. I just think it's really pretty. I should probably make earrings out of it just because it's really unique. But I don't know. Might be wrong. Probably won't do that. So I'm going to get down to the last two here because it's getting dark. The sun is setting. So I'm going to show you all some neat stuff here. So this, I don't have a ton of information on. I used to know a lot more, but this is Galena. I got this unique thing. See how shiny that is? It's almost like it's coated in metal. I don't know much about it. I just saw it and had to have it. I bought this recently, like 2 years ago, in a rock shop down in Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, on the same trip that I got the arrowhead. We did a huge loop around the state, my partner and I. And there's a rock shop called Big Mike's Rock Shop. It's definitely a gimmick, but there's so many rocks and minerals and crystals and things, and this was one of the ones they had called Galena, and I'll show you the name of it. This is a little box it's in, so I didn't forget the name. Galena, and this one was found in Missouri, and it is a viburnum trend. So that's what it is viburnum. But it's really neat. I saw it and I had to have it. We'll put that back in its little box. I keep it in so that way I don't forget it. But it's in like a specimen thing. And finally, the last one I want to share with you all are these. This is probably one of my favorites. It's just so unique. This is called Yooperlite. Yooperlite. If you've never heard of Yooperlite, it is only found I think pretty much exclusively, it is found in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So if you remember on the map of the United States, if you're unfamiliar, Michigan is split into two. And the Upper Peninsula is the second part closest to Canada. And you can find them on the lake there, Lake Michigan, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. But what makes Yooperlite interesting, and I do have a big one, and it's actually in the tank with my axolotl, who I guess you all will meet at some point. I do have an old video on here with a very young Kirby, but now the tank has some Yooperlite in it. That video was filmed before I ever went to Michigan. These I did not find myself. These I did obtain. I bought them. But it's only because my only other Yooperlite is actually sitting in a fish tank. So I wanted to have some specimens to show people and to share. But what makes Yooperlite special is that you can find it on the shores of Lake Michigan by looking for these speckles. And especially using a black light. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? So this is just a rock. I don't remember what its key components are, but I'm sure there's quartz and feldspar and things like that in there. But you cannot see what's glowing naturally until you turn on that black light. So here's the other sides of them. There's that dark spot. Not really glowing. Some tiny little glows in there, but not a lot. But that's why I want to save that for last, especially now that it's darker outside and the light's going away, so you all can see that. So yeah. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit and just chilling with me. I hope I've relaxed you a little. Feel free to always leave suggestions, talk about whatever you want. But yeah. I wish I was a little bit more prepared for this, but sometimes I have to strike while the iron's hot, and today the motivation was there. So yeah. Right. Yeah. I will see you all in the next video. Just make sure you can still see it. See you all in the next video.